I'm here in Medjugorje and I'm with, what's your name?
Margaret.
Margaret, where are you from?
I'm from Newry in County Down, Ireland.
And when did you hear the first time about Medjugorje and what did you think when you heard about it?
The first time was my friend that worked in the market, and she always brought home rosary beads from Medjugorje, and she put them out and she gave them to everybody. And I got beads, and I knew she was very spiritual. And she asked, she talked about Medjugorje all the time, and I just thought I would love to go there because I never went anywhere. I never really went anywhere, just out of the country. And I thought I would love to go there. So then I took an illness and I lost half my stomach. And I prayed to Our Lady that everything would be all right. And thank God it wasn't a tumour, but it wasn't a cancerous tumour. It was benign. And then I thought, I've got to go to Medjugorje and say thanks.
Mm-hmm.
So I came here. I'm going to come here. There was just something that it was just such a special place. Just something that it's hard to describe. It's just like when I come here, all my worries left me. And even my girls at home, I wouldn't even think about phoning home. And I'd be at home, I'd be always looking to see how they are and waiting for the phone call. Here, I don't even think about them back home. And when I'm here, I get a peace that I can't describe. I can't just describe it. I just feel that she's everywhere. She's everywhere. From the minute you touch down to the minute you come. And I just love it. And I just live for coming back again.
Because it's like that. I came back from Malta last year, December. I said something is different here. So much peace.
Yes.
A different kind of peace where you can't experience
nowhere. No, you can't. Yeah, people would say you're mad. You can't get that, but I do. I get the peace I get. It's like outside of here, nothing matters. That's just the way I feel. I just don't think about anything outside of here. Nothing matters. And I just love all the things that goes on, all the prayers and everything. And I just want to do everything. When I come, I'm saying, I have to do this, I have to do that. And I think I'll never get it all done. And I could go around it again. I just love it. And the peace and the happiness I find here is just beyond all. Yeah. If you told that to people, they probably would think, they can't imagine that. But I would just say to anybody, go. And most people that do come here always go back. Always go back.
And how often have you been here now?
This is about 14 or 15 times. I'm not exactly sure, but it's more than 14 or 15 times I've been here. Sometimes, if I can, I come twice a year. Yeah.
That's amazing. And what do you tell people at home when they ask you, they say, why are you...
I tell them what I'm telling you. Yeah, the peace and the happiness and yes, and the joy.
And what would you tell them? You are Catholic, always have been Catholic?
Always have been Catholic, brought up Catholic, and all the rosary was always said in the house, and we were always we wouldn't have been allowed to miss Mass or anything. You went to your Mass and your confessions every week, and all that there. So my father was a great man for praying, and so I just think we got it from my parents.
And you never rebelled? That's too much? A lot of people say it's too much.
No, you didn't disobey your parents.
Yeah, wonderful.
You didn't, you done what you were told.
And I have the feeling, but they also genuinely, authentically live the faith, no?
Yeah.
Could you sense that it's truthful what they do?
We're here.
No, your
parents. My parents. No, I say that my faith come from them, and just, yes.
You felt that it's
yes, it all, yes.
What they told you.
Yes.
Yeah, wonderful. And so you go to confession. It's very central here, confession. What would you tell people? What is the beauty of confession? Why you go now? I mean, you're
I have
adult.
been to confession last night, and I had a lovely wee priest. I think he was American, and he was absolutely very, very good looking wee priest, lovely. And I have a lot of things going on at home. I have a husband with dementia, and he's gone into the home, and so I'm carrying a lot of grief for him. But when I went to confessions to him, I was very sad. Sometimes in Medjugorje, you get this thing comes over you, like you cry, and you think, why am I crying? But you can't stop crying. So I got that yesterday, and when I went to the priest, he explained it's like the Holy Spirit. So whenever I got confessions, and he gave me a hug, and he was so nice. It was just lovely to go to somebody like him and just tell him all that's going on, and for to get the blessings. And he gave me a lovely blessing, and just can't explain it. It just got I went back to the house, we're staying in it, and it's just like a big weight's lifted off your mind.
Yes, so beautiful. That's
Yes.
what it is. And you have
Yes.
peace again. It's for free.
Yeah.
You don't need to go to a psychiatrist or therapy.
No, that's just wasting money. Come here and just, all's here. It's free, and it's peaceful and happy, and you'll not find anybody here that's not happy.
Yeah.
Nobody.
And then, when we are in a state of grace, that's our faith, then we can go to Holy Communion.
Yes.
Describe a bit Holy Communion, Holy Mass for you. What does it mean for
Well,
you?
Holy Mass is very important, for it's important to me because it's like, when you go to Mass, it's such peace. The peace you get when you're going to Mass as well is just, you can't describe it. I get peace and happiness from it. And I know that I'm meeting God in communion.
Mm-hmm.
So I just know that I'm going there, and our Blessed Mother, I just know that they're there, and I feel that peace and happiness.
Same with me every time.
Yes.
You look for the magic remedy, and we have it in the Catholic Church.
We have it in the Catholic Church, and people say all sorts of things about priests, but priests, we're very, very special, and we should be really, really praying hard for them, because there's not enough of them, and we should be praying for our priests and helping our priests, and making them. Priests don't want to be put on a pedestal. They want it to be, they're normal men. They're normal men who are just God's missionaries doing God's work. And you have to remember that that's what that, and whenever you get their confession and their blessing, it's such a relief.
It's so valuable, because we have to respect them, honor them, and pray for them. They give everything, like my brother said, it's so crazy, literally. They give everything, they're judged so hard.
Yeah.
And we should pray for them.
Yes, don't forget them. And don't forget, they're just people like us, only they're doing God's work, and
100% they try to do.
Yeah.
And it's hard, you know it, I know it, we all fail.
Yeah.
And the rosary for you, does that mean for you, the rosary?
Oh, the rosary, I love the rosary. I pray the rosary all the time. Even when I'm just walking about or something, I pray the rosary. I love the rosary.
Why is that? What does it bring you? We do things because it brings you.
It does bring me peace too as well, because I know when I'm praying the rosary, I'm talking to Christ and His Blessed Mother, and I can say things to them and tell them things that I can't tell anybody else in the rosary.
The same with me.
Yeah.
And also you can do it in the morning. You wake up, you talk to Jesus, to Our Lady.
Yes.
Like friends.
Yes.
That's called personal prayer.
Yeah.
And why would you say, St. Padre Pio says, the rosary is the weapon of our times? Why is that prayer so strong and powerful?
Because it's coming from Our Lady, and Our Lady's just, that's where it's coming from. So she's making, when people start to pray the rosary, it's just very uplifting and very, 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 I can't say, there's a happiness from it as well. Just to be in the road, just to join the rosary. People,
Charity as well, happiness, peace.
yes, peace and happiness. Yeah. We all have our worries and troubles and all, but you just have to just leave them in God and our Blessed Mother's hands. I have learned from my husband, there's nothing you can do. Only say your prayers and ask God and His Blessed Mother to help you to get through it. Sometimes you do have your down days and then you get your ups, but they're always there. They're always there for you when nobody else is.
Yeah. And you made the experience when you surrender everything to God, you have more peace, more joy?
Yes, you do. You just say, whenever you say your wee prayer, you say, Jesus, I do say, please, some mornings I get up and say, and I have a statue of the Sacred Heart, and I get up and I just say, look, Jesus, I'm not in the best today, I'm not feeling the best today, and I don't know what way, just help me to cope with whatever the day I'm asking you to help me to cope and to be with me. And I ask the Blessed Mother the same thing. And sometimes when I leave it with them, I stop getting panicking and I know somebody else is there to help me. When nobody else is, they're there to help me.
And you saw it?
Yes, I have seen it, yes.
Can you describe a moment, something where you saw help to inspire people to pray?
Yeah. Well, how would I say, when you're praying to Our Lady and the Sacred Heart, they can help you when nobody else can. Nobody else can help you. They're my go-to people. I just love them, and I just love Saint Joseph as well.
Can you explain? A lot of people ask me now, talk about Saint Joseph, the forgotten saint of it, because he doesn't talk in the Bible so much. Yeah?
About Saint Joseph.
Yeah. Can you? Why is he so special for you?
He's special for me because whenever we were growing up, there was 4 boys in our house. There was 8 children, 4 boys in our house, and my mother always had St. Joseph's prayers, and she would never let them go out. She'd say to them, have you got your St. Joseph's prayer with you? She prayed to St. Joseph, and she, that was her saint, St. Joseph, and she just loved him, and that was her person to pray to. She just loved St. Joseph.
Did she say why he does that?
No, you don't ask. You just
obey.
Take, yeah. And the boys took out their prayer to St. Joseph because she knew St. Joseph was going to look after them when she wasn't. Then, because they went out at night time and all, and she just wanted them to come home safe. And she felt once they had St. Joseph with them, they would be back safe. Yeah.
And what did your mother tell you about the faith? Did she give you an advice?
To pray.
Yeah.
Well, she never put it down your throat, but you knew she was always a prayerful person herself, and you just knew the way she got through things, it had to be through prayer, because years ago things weren't that as easy, because she had 8 children, things weren't easy, and prayer got her through. So it did, yeah.
And your father?
My father's saint was Padraig Pio, and he actually just loved Padraig Pio, and he died with Padraig Pio's cross in his hands, and there was a priest coming to bring the cross the morning he died, and he hung on to the priest come, and he died when he put it in his hands. Yes.
Were you?
Yes. Yes.
How was that for you as a child, or as a woman at the time, I guess?
Well, I was happy for my father that he died in peace, and he had a peaceful death, and I knew he was a good man. So, please God, he's in heaven.
And what would you tell as a woman, man, today? Why was he such a good man?
Well, he provided for us all, guarded us and guided us in different ways, give you good advice, and the same by my mother. You know, I think it all comes too from your parents, but you know, sometimes that doesn't happen in families. So people can take the lead and say, when they have a family, I'm going to do this, and I want my families, you know, to pray, just pray.
And did they give you any advice for marriage, how to find the right partner?
No. I just knew when I met my husband, he was the one for me.
You knew it in the heart?
I knew it in my heart.
And what is the secret of a good marriage then?
Well, we had our ups and downs. Like, nobody's perfect. We're not perfect. It's just trying to forgive each other and make up and get on with it. And just, that's what and helping each other out and being there for each other.
It's so beautiful. You got a favorite spot here in Medjugorje?
Yes, the Blue Cross.
Why that?
Because I just knew Our Lady was there, and I know when I go there that Our Lady's near me. And as I say, when I'm going home, I always say goodbye to her when I'm going home.
You go tomorrow. We are here close to the Blue Crosses now.
Yes, just over the fields, and just love the Blue Cross.
Need to the quietness, the peace.
Yes, and everybody is just there, and you look at the people and they're just full of hope, and the faith in the people, when they're just see the faith that the people has in our Blessed Mother.
Amazing what you say. And what would you tell people? Why come to Medjugorje one time?
I would just say I'm going to Medjugorje. I'll go and see what everybody's talking about. Then you'll see what they're talking about.
Absolutely. And you got a favorite saint for you?
Yes, I have. I love St. Martin. I pray to St. Martin, and I pray to our St. Joseph and Our Lady. Mm-hmm. I always went to Dominican Chapel in Uri, and my daddy took us there as well. And we went to the Novena all the time, so I was brought up with St. Martin as well. Yeah.
And you got special devotion?
We have every Monday in Dominican. There's mass, and the masses for St. Martin in the Mondays, and there's the wee blessing and all after it. It's lovely.
Does St. Martin has a special ministry? You pray for something like St. Anthony if you lose something?
I don't really. I just pray to them for everything. It's nothing in particular, just for everything that, you know what I mean, and just for peace of mind. I just say, all I want is peace of mind and peace of heart and peace of soul. That's all I want.
And what would you tell people? How can they gain that peace? What would you recommend them in daily life if they can't be in Medjugorje? How do you cope when you're outside?
Well, you have got your churches, and you have got the churches and all is there, and your priests are there, and you have say your rosary. I think the rosary is very special. Say your rosary, and these things come to you. They come to you if you pray hard enough.
Yes, so beautiful what you say. You got a favorite Bible scripture as well?
No, not really. No, nothing in particular. No.
And you fast? Is that hard for you, fasting?
No, well, I don't. To be quite honest, I don't fast because I do only have thing, and I have to eat little and often. Because of my stomach, I don't fast, but I can give up something else.
That's a beautiful answer.
Yeah, just give up something. Just give up maybe a TV program, or maybe a bag of crisps that you're down to eat, or something like that there. Yeah. Just make that wee sacrifice.
Wow. You want to greet anybody in Ireland? Is there anybody particularly maybe you want to say hello to?
Well, I'd love to say to my daughters. I love my daughters to bits, and they're very, very good girls, and they have great faith. And all my wee grandchildren, I have 5 wee grandchildren, and they just make my day when I see them coming. Just love them.
Beautiful. I'll greet them too, and you can be assured all the people watching, they will pray for your family.
Right.
Thank you so much for that.
And thank you very much. Thank